Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We got a special treat for you tonight here with the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series as they hit the racetrack here at Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium. As we're going overseas racing here tonight out Freaky Fast Broadcasting. It should be some fun as we just got some left and right hand turns. And I tell you what, this track is one of a kind, one of the toughest tracks in the world, one of the most legendary tracks in the world. So we are very happy to bring you all the shots in action here live on Freaky Fast Broadcasting with the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. As these guys, as you can see, they're taking on the track right here in the final moments of practice before they head into a 10-minute qualifying session. But we got a heck of a night in store for you. I'm Zach Hall up in the booth. Alongside me, we will have Lee Tidwell calling the action, and we'll have Robert Moyer Jr. Up in the producer chair, running the cameras, giving us all the sights and sounds here from Spa tonight. As we have a beautiful race here set. And I tell you what, Lee, it should be pretty special with this tough road course we got here.
Man, I don't like road courses for one reason. It's because the press box ain't high enough to see everything. So I've got to be in a hot air balloon 2,000 feet from the ground with an anchor in order to see this entire thing. And I'm afraid of heights, sir. So, yeah, it's going to be a wonderful day here in Belgium. High atop Spa circuit, the Spa-Francorchamps.
Yeah, Francorchamps. That's what I say, at least.
Francorchamps? That's so southern of you, sir. Francorchamps.
Francorchamps. There you go, brother. But, yeah, we'll just leave the Spa. You know, these guys are going on a nice spa day here today.
Oh, it's been
in Belgium. Oh, yeah, a wreck up there at the top of Rouge there. But it looks like they're about to go into qualifying. And I tell you what, these guys are going to have to definitely buckle down to put down a quick lap here at this 4.3 mile, 21 turn racetrack here in Belgium. And I tell you what, they're going to be feeling something definitely interesting. And I tell you what, you fans out there, you need to feel what you've been missing, as we want to give a shout out to our sponsor of ButtKicker. Remember, every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go to ButtKicker.com and check out and see what they have in store for you there. You got Freaky Fast 20. You can get 20% off on any purchase there at ButtKicker.com. Remember, that's Freaky with 2 E's. And we also just ended our giveaway with Freaky Fast Broadcasting with the ButtKicker LFE. So that was pretty cool there, in a great thank you to ButtKicker for setting that all up for us and getting the fan out there. Some nice equipment. But I tell you what, Lee, this track here, very, very tough. And it's going to have a big shakeup, I think, for points, too, because this is a track that, I mean, you know, there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this you're going to hit on the schedule. So it's definitely one of a kind. And I think the points could see a big shakeup after tonight.
Yeah, when you're cruising along in your oval leagues and you've got your aliens that are out in front, or, you know, people that just have some of the, you know, they hit one of those tracks that they're just very, very good at it. Then you move out to something like Spa, and you have to take everything you know about this league, about these drivers, and throw it out the window, because it's really rolling the dice here tonight, which could shake up the point standing as Robert's getting ready to pull those up for you, Zach. Points here in round number 3 of the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series, sir.
Yes, sir. It's Bronson Stafford leading our points right now from Luminary Racing, along with teammate Tom Bourne there in the second position, about 4 points back. You got Matt Dyer in the third position, that 88 machine. Fourth's going to be Logan Brakey. Fifth's going to be Tyler Stooksbury. Joshua Altis is going to come out in that sixth position. Seventh's going to be Braxton DeWeese. Eighth is Trenton Jump in that number 46 machine. Ninth is going to be Spencer Hardingson. Austin Gretorix there in the 13th. 10th in points at the moment entering tonight. Alex Walter going to be in the 11th position. Jacob Grant there in third. Gilberto Javier Gomera is going to be in the third.
You said that all wrong.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not a wrestler announcer, okay? 14th is Aaron Stamp. 15th is going to be Tanner Johnston. 16th is Johnny Jones. 17th, Evan Coleman. 18th, Matt Hummel. As that is our point standings entering tonight here at Spa. And I tell you what, it's going to be super fun here as we look at this. This is your points for locking yourself into the playoffs. And trying to read exactly what we got here, but it looks like Bronson Stafford there in the top right now with this. Actually, this is the top 12 for your playoff standings.
Yeah,
So
they are
this would
locked
be our
in.
playoff during the night. So yeah, so at the moment, these are the 12 drivers that would be your playoff drivers at the moment, but it's definitely still pretty close up here with Bronson Stafford leading the way, and we're going to see what they can do here in qualifying. As Bronson Stafford did lead practice there, and I tell you what, he was over Austin Gretorix, and we've been getting word throughout this week that Austin Gretorix in that 13 was going to be the man to beat here at Spa, because I believe he actually has some real life experience here at Spa. Driving a car here, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he is the favorite for today's race, as you said. I mean, iRating is something that is highly talked about, highly polarized subject, if you will. But a 3.5K iRating for Kotorix, and he actually, as you said, raced on this track in real life. So he is a big threat and the favorite going into today. Last week, our Canadian friend, Mr. Breaky, number 29, had a birthday, and this week, the man officially became a United States citizen, a number 29 of Logan Breaky. So congratulations there, Mr. Breaky,
Yeah,
and welcome to USA.
Yeah, definitely a big congrats there. I tell you what, also, it's going to be a big congrats tonight because no driver here has won a road course race. Previous road course winners here are no longer in the league. So tonight's winner will be a new road course winner, and that'll be something special for somebody, because I can tell you what, winning on a track like this is different than winning on a track like Chicago and Las Vegas. It's just, you get a different feel from it.
Well, you can speak to that, sir, because when it comes to road courses, I don't drive them. You know, when I've been on iRacing this week, I've done Carb Cup at Charlotte. I've done the Indy cars at Dega. I've done some hosted races at Michigan and Dega and Atlanta, but no, I ain't touching Daytona Road, and I definitely ain't going to. I'm surprised. Spa must be a free track, because I don't think I've ever called a race from here, and I didn't have to buy it. I fully went into this session expecting the little shopping cart to pop up and me to have to buy this track.
Well, that's interesting because it's not a free track, I know, but so you must have bought this track. Oh, you've done an Indy race here, so a long time ago.
There.
Hey, there you go. It worked out for you. We got some pretty cool storylines, like you said, coming tonight. You know, 30 laps, 4 sets of tires for these guys. I'm not sure about fuel mileage. Fuel mileage is going to be interesting. I mean, this is a 4.3 mile track, so can't go too many laps on fuel here. But we'll have to see where that plays out with their strategy as this goes through tonight. I tell you what, we got word that Trenton Jump coming in here. He finished second last week at Auto Club, which is his 7th runner-up finish coming into this race. That's that guy is right on the edge of winning. And the question is, when's he going to get his first Adrenaline Cup Series win? And
well, one of the things
we heard. So
yeah, one of the things that just popped in my head, and you know how things stick with me. We've got the professor, Mr. Huff Stutler. We've got Mr. Born Identity himself, born in this league, and now you're talking about Jump and always coming in second. So many second place finishes and not winning. Until he wins, he will forever now be known to me as the bridesmaid, Trenton Jump.
Oh man, I tell you what,
so
that's a cool nickname.
But yeah, and it really does tell the story of Trenton Jump's journey through this league.
Yeah, it does. I mean, in 7 runner-up finishes, he's going to break through sooner or later. Right now, look at that, too. He's sitting second on the board, and that's less than 1/10 of a second back from Austin Gretorix. And I tell you what, those two are about 4/10 ahead of Spencer Hardison there in the 9. It'll be interesting to see what our leader of that last session will put down with Bronson Stafford in that 6,100 points leader. Wow, what a that was a tough feather shake right there, right from the 88. So,
yeah, he did his best Tina Turner impersonation. The 94 hardened to the wall. That's Gilberto Javier Gomera tagging that into that wall.
I love that. Everybody out there, can you just give us a like and a follow just for that? I mean, alone, I think that is like enough. So.
And that was even the toned down version too.
I know, right? It was, but
it's like to say hello to everyone out there on Facebook and YouTube joining us for the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series here at Spa in Belgium at the Francorchamps. Francorchamps. That's what we're going to call it.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it. Yeah.
But 10-minute qualifying here, and lap times running that 2.5-minute mark. You really do need 10 minutes to get that warm-up lap and then hit those 2 laps. As times continue to come in, Gatorix still in first, Jump in second, Hardison third, Evan Coleman in fourth, Eric Stamp in fifth at the moment. We got about 1 minute and 15 seconds. Breaky in seventh, Robert Kinney in eighth, Tom Bourne, the Bourne Identity in ninth, and Caleb Smith. Oh, look at Theron. Shane Theron in the 38, jumping up to 10th position.
Yeah, and right now looking at the track, so Bronson Stafford was our points leader, and he led the practice session there with that 2:27 he ran earlier. I tell you what, I think he may have gotten off track on his first lap, and with 44 seconds, like you said, Lee, this track's so long to get around, he's not going to be able to put another lap down, so he's going to start near the tail of this field, and that's tough because only local course cautions here. So you cannot get a reset. You really got to qualify well. And I tell you what, another issue these guys have ran into out here is this track. We call it Spa off track because you literally can get off track by just barely running on the edge of these curbs. And it's so easy to do that on a qualifying lap. And then guess what? That qualifying lap is no longer a lap.
Yeah. And see, that's something that another reason why I don't touch these road courses is because, I drive off track. I'm very good at turning left when you got to add those right turns in there. And plus, I think in order to really be a good road course driver, now there's probably people that are going to prove me wrong and say that I'm stupid, but I think you really need to have either trips or VR, and I'm still on a single screen, so it's very hard to see what's coming up and judge that distance without that peripheral view.
Oh, completely. As a person with single screens that kind of prides himself in road course racing, you got to really know the track to be good at the track with a single screen.
Yep. So here we go. Qualifying is done. Zach, the starting lineup for tonight here at Spa, 30 laps will be
Austin Gatorix is going to start from that pole position there. Favorite coming into tonight. We'll see if he can continue to carry that. Trenton Jump, the bridesmaid. He's bridesmaid right now in second in qualifying. Third is going to be Spencer Hardingson. Fourth is going to be Evan Coleman. Fifth there, Eric Stamp. Sixth is Keenan Massey. Seventh, Logan Breakey. Eighth is Robert F. Kinney. Ninth is Austin Jordan. Rounding out your top 10 will be Tom Bourne to 54. 11th is going to be Shane Therian. 12th is Caleb Smith. 13th, Atlee Gray. 14th, Tyler Stooksbury. 15th is going to be Johnny Jones. 16th is going to be Gilberto Javier Gomera. 17th, Tanner Johnson. 18th is Ryan Huff. 19th, Matt Dyer. 20th, Braxton DeWeese. 21st, our points leader, Bronson Stafford. 22nd, Joshua Altus. 23rd, Alex Walter. And rounding out your field in the 24th position is going to be Keenan Washington. As that is our starting grid here tonight. I tell you, 24 cars at the Spa. That's a big field here tonight. So congrats on that to the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series.
Yeah, usually when there's a road course thrown in, you see a dip in the driver participation. You see a dip in viewership. But we've seen a lot of people have tuned in early to get ready for this 30 laps at Spa with the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. And we appreciate each and every one of you and appreciate each and every one of the drivers, all 24 of them out there on the track today to give us a great Sunday night before we get ready for that work week once again. Another case of the Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, the Mondays. Never the fun day. As it looks like we're going to roll off the grid here. I tell you what, the big thing here, Lee, I know the times are really close. It's going to come down to the tire wear here. This track's going to eat tires up. It's a long racetrack, a lot of high-speed, low-speed corners, a lot of up and down. It's a very tricky racetrack for these guys. We'll see who can play it the best with their tires, though.
Gatorix and Jump on the front row. Hardison, Coleman on the second. Stamp and Macy third. Breakey, Kinney fourth. Jordan and Bourne in fifth. And there is the green flag. Here we go. Bringing it to the line to begin our 30 laps here at Spa. Turn one going to be a treacherous turn throughout, especially here on restarts. As you see, Gatorix working that inside line will pull out and take the lead here out of turn number one. The bridesmaid, Trenton Jump, will remain in second, racing it through And now going down into the Kimmel Straight. This is where we're really going to see them start picking up speed, Zach.
Oh, yes, this straightaway right here is the longest straightaway on this track. Best place to pass as you come up out of Eau Rouge, heading down this Camel Straight. Looks like there Trent Drummond was going to take a look, but decided to back out of it there. It's going to let Austin Gregorius get back in here as they head through the next S's.
Yeah, through 7, 8, and 9. Jump was looking for that nice run there, but then had to back off as now we're going to hit turn 10. This is going to be another one that ends up being very interesting because just as that wide sweeping right turn.
Yeah, it's a tricky turn. It falls away from you, and that's a big thing with this track you're going to notice is elevation change. From La Source, which is turn 1 here at this track, you pretty much go up and down 400 feet. It's over 100, or actually that's over 150 meters of elevation change at this racetrack. So it is 400 feet of elevation change. That is up and down, just everywhere on this racetrack. It's a really, really tough place when you're falling off into corners and going up hills. It adds a whole different aspect to racing.
It's like a roller coaster. Gregorius continues in the lead and Jump right about 8/10 of a second behind him, 7 to 8, depending on where they are as they go around turn number 16 of this 21 turn track. It will be interesting to see how these Cup cars and these drivers handle this road course here at Spa today.
Yeah, you know, that past corner they're going through, you see them coming out of that corner. That's called Blanchemont. That's a flat corner in any other car. So pretty much by flat, I mean, you're running wide open through that corner. This Cup car, no, sir. You are on the edge. That is a kink that you do not want to mess with, because I tell you what, it will definitely end your day real quick if you go through there too quickly.
They go through the chicane and in lap number 1 as now we are looking at the number 34 of Robert Kenny. Kenny riding in the 10th position. Going across the start-finish line now as they all head down into 1. And you see that quick deceleration. Woo, the 19 looking down to the inside. That's Stooksbury. He thought about taking that.
Yeah, the track falls away right there. In that inside lane, you can really use it to your advantage to get up to somebody's inside, because a lot of people open it up here as they go up the famous Eau Rouge Radion corner here as they head down the Camel Straight. I tell you what, a lot of good racing here early here at Spa in the first laps.
The 28 of Austin Jordan battling along with that's Macy, ain't it? No, it's Brakey.
Yeah, looks like Logan there in the 29.
Yeah, so Brakey and Austin Jordan. Oh, and then there goes Theron on the inside. Now to the outside. You know, you can't really see inside in a road course because that inside can become the outside in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's how you set up passes. You get to the outside of somebody in one corner, then it sets up for the inside for the next corner, so you have the preferred groove. So that's how you can set somebody up. You're going to see some guys doing that. You know, you got the 54 going to the outside, and I tell you what, the outside's not terrible all the time. You can, especially in these stock cars, you can get a really good run on the outside of a lot of these lines. To head down to the toughest corner of this track, in my opinion, Puhan, downhill, high-speed corner, 19 to 54, really side by side.
Yeah, the 54 of Bourne and Stooksbury in that 19. That is the battle for 11th position. Behind them would be DeWeese and Caleb Smith in that number 12. Going to the farthest point on the course, that turn number 10 coming up. And that is that hard right-hand turn.
Yeah, these corners set you up here as they go through these two right-handers here. These set you up for this long back straightaway run to that bus stop chicane with Blanchemont with the kink there. So it's a really, really tough place, man. But you got to set up passes out of those into these long straightaways. That's where you're going to pass people.
I'm going to giggle every time you say kink tonight. The number 28 of Austin Jordan. Jordan riding along in that 9th position. He is following Theron, who is in 8th. Is now, look at him, man, coming to that chicane there right before the start-finish line, and so much. Oh, who is that? The 28. That Jordan on the inside of the 38 of Theron as they will power through now, looking down into 1. And that's going to be a hard right-hand turn.
Oh,
Theron, he drove it off. The 28 drove off course.
I think he's got a slowdown lead.
Yeah, he's definitely got one.
Yeah, so what you seen there was the 28. He must have cut the track somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. In iRacing, if you cut the track in certain areas, you get a slowdown time penalty. He had to slow down and appeal to that penalty, and yeah, that's going to push him way back from that 9th position now.
Yeah, drops back to 14th, and it actually happened there at turn 1. He overdrove it and drove through the turn.
Oh, really? So it's just missing turn 1. So he did not have a slowdown. That's interesting to see there. So.
Yeah, the 15, Braxton DeWeese in 11th position. As everyone racing through turn number 10. And you know these tracks a lot better than I do. But, man, it's one thing to, and you talked about it earlier, to have a road course but relatively flat with the elevation changes here and having to compensate for that with braking and then with the difference in acceleration. Because right now, DeWeese getting even more speed going downhill. You really got to be a master of your machine to drive here at Spa.
Oh, you definitely do. I mean, you see right there on the onboard, we see you just went down, like I said, the toughest corner, I think, is that past corner. You just went that right-hander at Puhan. You're going downhill so fast there and having to keep that car to the left. And it wants to go out to the right with that centrifugal force pushing it out there, falling away down the track. And it's just one of the toughest things about this racetrack. But I think that's what makes racetracks. You know, if this place was flat, it would not race anything like it does. And it probably wouldn't even be a famous racetrack, personally. What really makes it famous is its elevation change.
Smith in 13th place, right along with him now as he is following behind Tom Bourne. DeWeese right in front of Bourne. As they bring it down through 17 and 18 and about to hit that chicane before the start-finish line.
And you know, the bus stop chicane here is going to be where you're going to make your most of your passes. You know, getting that long, good run through that straightaway, through the kink, and going down to the bus stop there. You're going to want to get on the brakes hard there and be able to get to the inside of somebody, make a nice, easy pass.
Gatorix will continue to lead. Trenton jump in second. Hardison, Coleman, Stamp. Your top 5, still no changes. Then Massey, Brakey, Theron, Kenny, and Stooksbury round out your top 10. DeWeese, Bourne, and Caleb Smith right behind them. Riding along now with the 28 of Austin Jordan.
Oh, let's see, he's hitting pit road.
So Jordan coming on into pit road as of now. This will be on lap number 4 for him.
Very early stop here, so don't think it's I don't think it's no strategy call. I mean, he could be running the race backwards if they could make it that far. I don't see you be able to make it 26 laps here at Spa.
Look at now at the 44 of Keenan Massey. Massey running in the 6th position behind Evan Coleman. 2-second gap there.
Yeah, doing a good job. Got a nice gap in front of him, nice gap behind him. So that gives you nice feel at a road course. You know, when you got area to breathe and make a mistake. When you have somebody on your back bumper, as you can see here with the 29 Logan Brakey, he's got the 38 of Shane Therian directly behind him. This is when it's easiest to make a mistake. You look up in your mirror and you just see a car, and it makes you push that little bit harder as they head down the toughest corner on this racetrack at Puhan.
Yeah, and Therian's going to close up the gap there on Brakey.
Yeah, he's right there, and that's what you got to do at a road course is you put pressure on somebody, and pressure makes people crack.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily mean someone's got to spin or someone's got to go off track. You just, if you don't hit your preferred line, you lose that momentum. It will set you up for that next turn for a possible overtake. Brakey trying to hold him off now.
Yeah, and this is going to be the corner. He's got to get the best run. I tell you what, Brakey got a really good run through the last right-hander there. This is the key one, though. Looks like Shane's actually got a pretty decent run as they head down this straightaway.
Little wiggle there by Brakey, and Therian is going to take him on the high side.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to go side by side through the kink there. That would have been tough.
Lap 4 of 30. Hello to everyone out there on the interwebs. On Facebook and YouTube, thank you for joining us here tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Lee Tidwell, Zach Hall, Oz himself, Robert, and Boya Ju. Bringing you the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series, round number 3 here at Spa. We are riding along with the 29 of Logan Brakey in the 8th position. Just got passed by Therian in the number 38. And that turn number 1, Zach, I tell you, no matter what road course it is for me, that first turn is the hardest one because it's so much, especially after you get started. So hard braking and having to work that independently, and then worry about the cars around you with the different braking points. And everyone here tonight has been driving excellent.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't. Not I was expecting, but I was expecting a lot more off-track incidents. This is a tough racetrack. I mean, I've never driven a stock car around here, and I tell you, it's something I'm actually kind of interested to do now because it looks kind of fun. But I've driven most of the GT3 cars around here, and those are like a whole different, area. You got ABS, traction control, you got downforce, you got a lot of things that go in your favor. And these guys driving these big cup, heavy 3,400 pound cup cars around here and not making many mistakes so far is super impressive, man.
Yeah, Brakey will continue to follow along behind Therian. As we look back through the field a little bit more, in 12th position, the number 54 of Tom Bourne. Bourne is in the back of... Sounds like a fireworks out here or something.
There's fireworks at Spa.
Sounded like boom. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Tom Bourne, St. Elmo's fire, according to his little profile picture there. Get it? St. Elmo's fire. Get it?
I get it, yeah. And he's got on his car.
I like Tom Bourne. Never spoke to him yet, but I already like the guy.
I already like him, exactly. You can make a first impression with your picture in your car.
Yep.
You definitely can. I agree. These guys here looking to complete lap number 5. I was doing a little research here while we were riding around here, looking through the field. And it looks like the fastest lap time ever turned here in a GT3 car, which is, a BMW, a Ferraris, more a little bit of instance there going to the bus stop, but it looks like a 2:15, a 2 minute and 15 second lap, almost 16-second lap is what a GT3 car runs around here for the fastest time ever. So about 10 seconds slower in these cup cars. That's definitely more impressive than I thought. It's a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, the 38 of Therian had a little trouble there in the chicane, and it gave the opportunity for Brakey to come right up behind him. Looking at Gatorix right now, he is in the lead here on lap number 6, and Gatorix has pulled out a 5.5-second lead over the bridesmaid Trenton Jump. Hardison in second, Stamp third, Coleman, Hardison in third, Stamp fourth, Coleman in fifth.
Yeah, Gatorix is just, he's been on fire so far through this race. Just looking at lap times, he's by far the most consistent lapper out here. 2 minute and 31 second 1:59 last time to Trenton Jumps, 2 minutes and 32 seconds 79. So he was over a second and a half faster that last time by, and even Spencer Hardison almost a half a second or almost a full second faster than Trenton Jump directly ahead of him.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jump now, the 46, the bridesmaid coming through. Man, I don't know the names of these turns the way you do either. So I'm like trying to go back and forth between two different screens and be like, all right, what turn is that?
Yeah, that one's Puhan. That one, I don't know why I always remember that one. I guess just the name of Puhan just sticks out in my memory.
Yeah, like King.
I guess they call it Puhan because they don't like that corner very much. They say it's a poo corner, so.
Right along with the 9 of Spencer, Hardison. Hardison is in third position, trying to chase down Jump. Jump is 1.5 seconds ahead of him. So hasn't pulled out the distance quite like Gatorix has. So Hardison looking to maybe make something happen here. Now, what is the pit window here, Zach?
That is the good question. I would think these guys could go to 15, I think. Personally, if I'm thinking about this right, 4.3 miles, cup car, you're going to be able to run probably around 20 laps, I'd say, at most around here. So I'm saying you're looking at guys maybe pit around lap 10 when that pit window opens up to where you can make it to the end. But I'm going to think most guys are going to split this in half possibly here and go to lap 15 before they make their first pit stop.
Brakey, Stooksbury, Kenny, and DeWeese were nose to tail going through that final chicane. And coming across the start-finish line, that is from 8th through 11th position. And now looking to the inside is going to be the 15 of DeWeese. On Stooksbury, the 19.
I tell you what, too, Braxton DeWeese, he's been going forward. He's got past Robert Kinney there, and now, like you say, he's behind Stooksbury as they go down the Camel straight here. He's up from that 20th position all the way up to 10th. So that's 10 positions gained through this race, and he's looking to get to that 9th position here pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Stooksbury also, he's up 5 spots, sitting in 9th, which you see is that hard braking. A nice run there by DeWeese.
Yeah, all over the back of this 19. This is, like I said, this is what you do as on a road course. You get as close as you can. You pressure that guy. Look, going down in the corner. Look at that pressure. Just made that 19 crack into the 19th tower. Stooksbury, he's going to try to cover off that, but it's going to be here to the outside. Unfortunately, no name corner here. You will not be able to make a pass on the outside.
And then it's given enough time for Tom Bourne to start trying to catch up with this group as well.
I got my producer asking us if they really call it no name corner. Yes, they do, but we're on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We're going to call it the whatchamacallit corner because that's
whatchamacallit.
That's for Lee. Okay, we're going to do that.
I like it. Or the gimmick. Yeah. So right along with the 15 of DeWeese. DeWeese, man, he is all over Stooksbury. And you talk about waiting for someone to break, someone to crack. That's exactly what he's trying to do. But it's also given Robert Kinney the opportunity just to sit behind and maybe take advantage of a mistake by both of them.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. You get 2 guys racing in front of you. You kind of sit back almost like, go ahead, guys, race it up. Get side by side because things can happen quickly on a road course. And side-by-side racing can lead to mistakes. And Robert Kinney said he'll take that in 34 if that's possible.
Robert Kinney, the third. Now look at the 61 of Brendan Stratford.
Yeah, Bronson Stafford.
Bronson,
there.
My bad.
Yeah, he's but I tell you what too, his lap times have been very strong. I mean, he's running a 2:32.64 to our leader's 2:31.70. So really, he's the only other driver except for Trent Jump in the 2-minute 32-second bracket other than our leader. So he's climbed himself from that 21st position up to 13th now, and he's closing in on the near end of that battle with Tom Bourne, Robert Kinney, and Braxton DeWeese.
Yeah, because they lead it down into 1 there. Now with the 18 of Johnny Bones Jones up to the 88 of Matthew Dyer. Dyer working through the chicane now. He is in 19th position trying to chase down Alex Walter.
And Dyer's right now he started at 19th position, is up to 19th, so he's kind of held his ground there. And my thing is, I always allude to drivers that talk about how they're going to struggle at road courses. I tell them just complete the laps. If you complete the laps, you never know what position you're going to get because people have mistakes and people can easily take themselves out as this race continues on.
On Facebook, Adriana Gray rooting for Alti Gray. The rookie, she says rooting for the rookie here at Spa. That's Alti Gray. In the number 96 machine, going to be riding in 17th position at the moment. Down 4 from his start, so lost a few positions here through 8 laps of 30 at Spa with the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series.
And he's got Gilberto there directly ahead of him. Here's the head to whatchamacallit corner. And I think he's closed in here on Gilberto the last few laps, so he could have a yeah, he definitely has closed in on Gilberto here looking back the last few laps. So he's trying to close in and take that 16th position back from 94.
Yep, and they will race it through here at Spa in Belgium as we continue to cycle through some of the other action that is going on here on the track. Brendan DeWeese in the number 15. He is in 9th position. And he has Stooksbury right behind him, and then Robert Kinney and Bourne. This is that battle that was going on before. DeWeese be able to overtake Stooksbury, but now here we go down into the chicane. Woo! Who drove off there? That's the
Kenny.
34. That's Kenny.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's gonna have to slow up. Will that give Bourne the opportunity to pass him there?
Very possible. Here comes Tom Bourne down the
Yeah.
corner. It's a slowdown penalty too. You see him let him go by.
Absolutely.
When you miss that chicane, you get a slowdown penalty there, and unfortunately for Robert Kinney, that's going to give up that position to that 54 Tom Bourne.
Yeah, so Tom Bourne moves up into 10. 11th, excuse me, trying to break that top 10. Your top 10, Gretorix, Jump, Artisan, Coleman, Massey, excuse me, then Stamp, Therian, Breaky, DeWeese, and Stokesbury. That is your top 10.
You know, and you know, Austin Gretorix right now, the leader, 9.1 second lead. This dude is on fire right now. He's definitely using that real life experience, I think, in this racetrack. It's something we'll definitely have to ask him maybe later if he can continue to hold on to this lead spot, because man, he's just being so smooth. His lap times right now upwards of a second and a half faster than anybody on this racetrack, and just consistently hitting that same lap time over and over again. As you can see, look at the elevation change from that picture right there. That was a great shot we just got to see there in Rivage.
Yeah, our producer Robert Moyer doing an excellent job. And with Gretorix, usually when you're leading a race, you get a lot more coverage than the guys, further back in the pack. But especially on a road course, when you have an over 9-second lead, you're not going to get talked about a lot. Gretorix still in the lead now, and we're going to go back to this battle for 6.
Yeah, you kind of forget about him for a little bit. But he's out there setting the world on fire lap time wise. But the rest of you guys out here going to war.
Yeah, Bourne now caught up in the back of Stokesbury. That is going to be a battle for 10th position, excuse me.
It looks like
then Eric Stamp and Macy are battling also for 5th. Not necessarily, I don't say battling per se, but a good run there by Stamp. I still love Stamp's picture.
Yeah, Eric Stamp's picture. That's a good one.
What did you call it last time?
I said it's like the PogChamp guy.
Yeah, I still got to figure out what that actually is.
It's like an emote on Twitch. It's
I don't Twitch a lot.
Yeah,
I try not to. I take medicine for that, actually.
Robert Kinney off the track again in the bus stop, and he gives up position to Bronson Stafford now.
So Stafford will move up another spot as Kinney, he does not like that chicane, that bus stop there.
Yeah. Now, I got a little fun fact.
Fun fact.
I did not know this before today, but I got to give a shout out to Mike Joy from Fox. But he told this fact on
Are you talking about the bus stop?
Yes, about how...
I heard it too. Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so if anybody didn't know, this track used to actually be 15 miles long. It actually... this was in the 50s and 60s when Formula One raced there. They would actually race through the streets of Belgium, and they had to change the track due to safety features to keep the track smaller so they could get to people if something happened. So they sized the track down to 4.3 miles, but they also wanted to slow them down a little bit. They're coming to the start-finish line, so they added a chicane. And at that chicane there before the final corner, or the final corner of this track here, heading to the start-finish line, there was actually a bus stop in the town in Belgium. So they called it the bus stop chicane. And from there on, people started calling chicanes bus stops. So I always thought that was a pretty cool little fact. And I was watching the Daytona Road Course race today, and they brought that up. I was like, well, I'm going to be broadcasting the Spa race today. That's so cool.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of the race today, but I happened to be watching during that and heard that, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then, of course, I forgot it because that's just me.
Yeah, no, it's a super cool fact. I made sure to jot that one down in my brain.
Caleb Smith in that number 12. He is in 14th position, down 2 from a start.
Yeah, it looks like he's lost 2 positions there, but I tell you what, like I said, if you just complete the 30 laps, I mean, there are only 10 laps right now in the books. I mean, they haven't completed 10 laps. I mean, Gretorix is just about to come out of the bus stop chicane here to complete lap number 10. That's only a third of the way through this race. A lot of stuff can happen. You could end up with a top 5 or a top 10 if people start really messing up here.
If we can go to the 38 of Therian. Therian has got Macy in front of him and Eric Stamp right behind him as they are now coming to the chicane.
Yeah, I think Shane had got by Eric through that lap there. So he's closing. Oh, he's going to hit
Whoa,
pit
he's going to
road.
pit.
And I must have hit. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right here, but I might have hit the nail on the head there with that call of the pit window open up at lap 10. As you hear him, the pit road's going to sound off here to let us know that somebody's coming down pit road.
Is that what that? Yeah, that's what that noise is. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last road race I did, I kept hearing ding ding. What is that noise?
Yeah,
Somebody was making hot pockets.
Yeah, the microphone's ready. It's done.
Started making me hungry every time it went off. I'm like, man, is the hot pocket ready? What's your favorite hot pocket, Zach?
Oh man, you just hit me with a deep question there. That's like a oh. I mean, I'm just gonna have to go pepperoni. I know that's bland and boring, but like, you can't go wrong with pepperoni. I feel like, you know?
Yeah, it's tried and true. Tried and true.
Yeah. Oh Lord, we're getting into a big conversation about hot pockets now. We got to move.
I didn't know there was glazing on hot pockets.
I didn't either.
I'm like, when we started talking about Krispy Kreme, man, we switched to donuts somewhere. Look at now the 51 of Evan Coleman, excuse me. He is in 4th position. Macy trying to chase him down. Hardison in front of him. 6.5 seconds separate 3rd and 4th.
You know, some interesting. Oh wow, Alex Walter back here. He's drifting through the S's after the Camel Straight there in the 63. I mean, he is literally the rear tires are shot in this number 63 here in the 18th position. But I was looking at their
Breaky.
Hated. Well, what happened to Breaky?
Breaky and DeWeese is battling
hard.
left and right. Yeah, they're fighting hard right now. Breaky overtakes DeWeese. And now they're going to race on. But yeah, they were getting really close and kind of moving around. Also in front of them, Macy and Coleman doing the same thing. I mean, Macy and Stamp, excuse me.
Yeah, there's a lot of racing around before pit stops pop off. And I tell you what, looking at Shane Therian, who did pit there in the 38 there, as we seen last time by, he didn't take tires. That was a fuel-only stop. So interesting to see. It makes me think that possibly they don't have to take too much fuel here. Oh, Breaky
breaks loose. And then we got somebody else cutting track. That's wow.
Yeah. Braxton DeWeese there, he's got to slow down from that to the end. That's why he had to slow down so much, because he had to miss the whole chicane there to make sure he didn't get into Breaky there.
Yeah, so now DeWeese will be in 7th, Stooksbury behind him in 8th, and then Breaky and Stafford round out your top 10.
Man, oh man, looking around this racetrack right now, looking at lap times, most of these drivers are running 2 minutes and 35 seconds or 36 seconds. Our leader is running a 2 minute 33. I mean, Austin Gretorix, he's out here in a Formula One car.
You know, we've talked about that sometimes you just got a track that you're just really, really good at. And Gretorix, especially that have driven this in real life, that's an advantage in and of itself. Even if it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that personally blew me away. When we got word of that, I was like, wow, that's super impressive to see, and he's definitely showing that this is one of his favorite tracks.
Yep, in the lead, Gretorix, then Jump, Hardison, Coleman, and Macy, your top 5. Stamp, DeWeese, Stooksbury, Stafford, and Breaky. Breaky has fallen back to 10th position after that little shimmy shake spin around.
Got a little bit of shaking up through the field there. Looks like Stafford, yeah, he's got past Breaky now. Moving stuff up 9. And next up on his list will be Stooksbury and DeWeese. So Braxton DeWeese, like I said, 27th there. That's an amazing jump. Also Bronson Stafford there, 21st and 10th. A lot of good climbing for those two drivers tonight.
Yeah, the 54 of Tom Borden in 11th position. He's behind Breaky now, looking to overtake him, as Breaky's just losing some spots left and right here after that incident. And they talked about it also on the race today. If you happen to bald spot a tire, you lock up the brakes and you get that flat spot, and then it causes the vibration and it being harder to turn, and and with spinning like that, he could have a flat spot on those tires now.
Yeah, that is definitely a huge factor of road racing. Unfortunately, at the moment, we do not have flat spots in iRacing. It does take the tread off the tire, but
it sounded good. You could have just went with it.
Oh, I just want to inform people, though. I don't want them to get the wrong idea.
But we're just trying to tell a story here. We ain't concerned with facts. Are you a fact checker? Are you the fact police?
Well, when it comes to iRacing, yes, but the big thing though is he spun and he heated up the rear tires. He really slid all 4 tires. So that right there is going to take tire. It's going to be tire wear. It's going to heat the tires up, cause more air pressure, which is just in turn going to be bad. You're not going to get the vibrations necessarily, but you are going to get the wear. Which I think something iRacing will bring to us pretty soon. I imagine one day we will get flat spotted tires, and that will add a whole different ball game into the racing. If you flat spot tires, you're going to have to completely be different with your braking.
Tewksbury in the 19 got Stafford right behind him as they go through here at Spa. The front 10 pretty much kind of settled out, but you got many battles going on here and there. And that battle with DeWeese, Tewksbury, and Stafford. That one's starting to heat up as we're about to come down to the chicane now. And that just, you can bobsled down that hill.
Yeah, you really could.
Oh, there it is. DeWeese and Tewksbury.
Oh, this corner's hard to do that.
And then look at Stafford pulling up right behind him.
Yeah, that was because they were side by side. What a run here. Oh, he's a little loose on braking. Woo! Tewksbury holding on to it.
Bringing it around. Stafford's looking right behind Tewksbury. DeWeese in front of them. They're now going to come up to turn number 10, that hard right hand.
See if he can get the run out of this right-hander here. This is how you set up a pass. Look at him get to the bumper to 15. Might have had to lift a little bit. Actually lost the rear end a little bit. He's going to let the 15 Braxton DeWeese get that drive off.
Yeah, so DeWeese, Tewksbury, Stafford keep it 7-8-9. And now driving it through 17 and 18. Woo! Man, they use every bit of that track.
Yeah,
then some.
Actually, that's a huge thing because that's an incident right there. Every time you run off track, that's an incident. And these guys only have 20 incidents.
Oh, Bourne spun it. The 54 spun it there in the chicane. You see it in the background.
Good. Tom Bourne, yeah. Unfortunate there. Easy place to lose it, though. That's the hardest braking zone of the whole track.
Back down into one. It's Stafford and Tewksbury.
And looking like here, Tewksbury has now got Stafford past him in that 61. But back to what I was saying about the incidents there. Right now, looking at this, every 20 incidences you get a drive-through penalty, and then at 30 you're actually DQ'd. And I can tell you what, I've drove 6 hours straight here at Spa before, and I had 350 incidences in those 6 hours. So I can tell you this, literally, I mean, we call this track Spa-Francorchamps off track because literally all it is a bunch of off tracks. You get on the curb just a little bit on the exit curbs, and you get off track. It's really tough to deal with, and especially when you get penalties for it like this. So guys, for 30 laps, you're going to have to be, you can't get an incident every lap. And I'm telling you, that's actually a hard thing to do.
Yeah, and especially watching the way these guys are having to take some of these turns, and the more the tires are wearing and coming into the chicane to the bus stop and everything, it's getting harder and harder to keep it on the track. As we watch this three-way battle with Stafford, Tewksbury, along with DeWeese.
Oh yeah, we also this is pretty cool. I noticed it was earlier from Brandon out there in the chat, and it kind of just occurred to me too when I read your comment out there, Brandon Colley out there. He said it just occurred to him that something we'll most likely never see is happening right now. Cup cars at Spa, and he says hashtag only in iRacing. So that right there is the beauty of iRacing. we're getting to see NASCAR Cup Series cars race around one of the most famous tracks in the world. That this will probably never happen. What we're seeing right here. I mean, it'd be awesome for it to happen, but it's something I don't ever see happening. And thank you and shout out to iRacing for bringing us, the ability to do stuff like this.
Yeah, Ryan Huff out of the race. He's on Facebook now. Said he hit a curb wrong going uphill, and that was all she wrote. So broke something on that vehicle, and Ryan Huff out of the race. I'd like to say hello to everyone out there on Facebook and YouTube. Joining Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Whoa! Oh, that's Pitt. Whew, man, I thought that Stooksbury just missed the bus stop, but he was actually going into the pit. So pit window definitely open as we've got multiple cars coming in now.
Yeah, multiple cars pitting here and right here at lap 15. So I guess I called it exactly like I thought was going to happen. These guys electing to take tires, though. Shane Therian did not elect to take tires. So going to be interested to see what that 38 can do compared to the rest of this field. As these guys, he's actually going to jump all these guys coming out of pits.
Gatorix is actually working his way around on lap 15 of 30 now. He has a 8.7 second lead over Trenton Jump. So now is that shrunk or increased?
That's shrunk. That is shrunk, Lee. He's actually last 2 times by not had the best laps. I mean, he ran a 2-minute 38-second lap there, and behind him, Trump was a 2-minute 35. So that was up to 3 seconds of gain there in 1 lap. I'm sure Gatorix's tires are definitely feeling the brunt of it, but I tell you what, I mean, a 10-second lead right here, pit window opening up. He'll be able to get him some tires and get some good feel back under that 13, I think.
Yeah, Gatorix now, hard right turn. I'm trying to figure out which turn that is. That is 16.
Yes.
Yeah, so working his way down. Let's see if he pits this time around and Jump right behind him. Jump is now 9.5 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's continually gaining. This is showing good signs for Jump, but I think if you're Austin, I think you're going to be pitting here pretty soon as he'll be passing the lap car here of the 94 as they head to the bus stop. You can see if he hits pit road. Yes, he does. Now, this pit road's interesting. You got 2 walls on the inside and outside, very difficult. And also that line to get slowed down is pretty far down there, so you can carry a lot of speed if you can make it.
And then we watch Jump. Jump is going to come in as well. So your 2 front runners both come in here on lap number 16. And that is going to put Eric Stamp in the lead unless he comes in. So we might see another round of pit party going on. Here comes Stamp. And Stamp, whoa, yep, turned real hard to try to get into that pit window. DeWeese is going to pit as well. Bronson Stafford in the 61.
Wow, everybody.
Yep. Everybody going to have a little party tonight.
It's a pit party.
It's a little mini road racing pit party.
That's right.
The 38 of...
It's like Shane Therian.
Yeah, Therian, he is going to inherit the lead. But, man, he's got Spencer Hardison right behind him. Look at that. Looking to the inside of one. Hardison trying to get the grip here and power out behind the 38 of Therian. Coleman behind them.
Yeah, the thing is, too, I tell you what, Shane Therian right now running 2 minutes, 34-second laps, and he didn't change tires on his stop. So that is impressive to see out of this 38 right here, in my opinion. So we're asking why the score is not showing first lead or not. He is actually 46 seconds behind our leader.
Yeah, so Therian was actually that far behind Gatorix, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's already made his pit stop too, so it's already all cycled out now. Gatorix back out to Jump second. Looks like Stamp. He might actually be in that 3rd position right now.
But there is a battle between Therian and Hardison. Hardison makes the pass on Therian. Behind him, Coleman. Scoring is showing this is a battle for...
That was third. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's fourth now.
Yep, down to the inside. The 51 of Coleman going to overtake Therian. And he will be in fourth position.
Yeah, Evan Coleman, though, I tell you what, he's had a pretty quiet race there. Started in fourth. He's back to fourth now. So, hey, I'll tell you what, quiet races at road courses, you'll take them.
I would like to have a quiet race at a road course. I don't think that will ever happen because I cannot complete a lap. The 51 of Evan Coleman in fourth position. So Gatorix, Jump, Hardison, Coleman, Therian will round out your top five. Then Macy Stamp, Breaky DeWeese, and Stokesbury in your top 10. Looking at the 51, as I said, of Evan Coleman. His fastest lap on lap 2, a 2-minute 30-second.131. His last lap, a 2:59.208.
Yeah, that was his out lap here, so this will be his first true lap here.
Off track.
Yeah, a little bit off track there, Nikki. Just a little bit.
Got into the bus stop.
Oh, Shane Deering almost misses it.
Yeah, and on these fresh tires, too, you can't push it through there. You really, you've got that sweet spot. You've got to give it a couple of laps before you can push it. Then you can only push it for a few laps, and then you got to back off again because now your tires are, they're warmed up, but they're slick.
Yeah, you're completely right. I mean, I feel like you could never push here.
You better agree with me. I don't care if I'm right or not.
Oh, no. I'm in trouble.
After you already, called me out. Actually, Lee, in iRacing, they don't have flat spots. So, you're wrong about what you say, sir.
Hey, look, a lot of people assume that, but I was just giving the knowledge to people.
Look at Breaky. Breaky has got Stafford right behind him, and he's trying to chase down Stokesbury. That is a race for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Breaky looks to the inside, and now here comes Stafford down to the inside. Who's going to break first? Stafford is going to pass Breaky right there. We bring it back in. What a maneuver by the 61 of Bronson Stafford.
That was a great 8 pass there on Logan Breaky.
And now he's looking to chase down the 19 of Tyler Stokesbury. And then they've already caught up with Louise now in 8th. Oh, but he does. Look at what a master turn by Stafford.
Wow.
61 has moved up to 9th position. And he's just picking people off. Now he's got DeWeese in front of him.
I think we may be having some issues here on the production side, I think, but I think we're good now with the cars. But it looks like everybody might have disappeared there for a minute. They did a little magic trick, but we're back there, and Bronson Stafford took that position.
Yeah, Mr. Scratchy is an all-star. I don't know if you watch WandaVision. If you do, you got the reference. If not, you're like, dude's just crazy.
I know what you're talking about. I gotta get more into with that though. I gotta watch more.
You really do. Look at the 46 now. Trenton Jump. Jump is on lap 18 of 30, right along in second position. He is almost 14 seconds behind the leader. It has the number 1 of Kenyon Washington riding in 20th position. He is in front of him.
And right now, everybody's cycled through looking here at Massey in the 4 machines in the top 5. I'd say he's got Eric Stamp behind him who's running really quick right now, 2-minute 31-second laps. Very impressive. I can say what, just looking back throughout that whole entire run, we had 10 seconds of fall off in the tires. 10 seconds. That's unheard of.
Man, Stamp just blew past Massey.
Yeah, he did. He's gonna have a slowdown though right there, I believe. Looks like maybe he got away with it. No, I can't really tell. Looks like he got away with it actually. Because he cut that corner pretty good.
More blinky blink there by Massey. As they now will come into that is going to be 7, 8, 9, correct?
Yes, 7.
Look at me learning stuff on the fly. Now with the 15 of DeWeese. DeWeese is going to be in 7th position. Stafford 1.2 seconds behind him. So Stafford losing a little bit of time to DeWeese. Now to the 88 of Matthew Dyer. Dyer is riding in the 18th position. Hasn't had the best of races, but up one spot from his starting position. So, you know, not too bad as of right now. Lap 17 of 30 for Dyer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could be a lot worse for a lot of these guys out here now. Looking back at Tanner Johnson now in the 23. He's right here, last car on the lead lap, 2 minutes. About 2 minutes and 20 seconds in our leader. And guess what? Right behind us, here you see Austin, or not, yeah, well, yeah, Austin Gretorix there directly behind. There's going Tanner. He's going to pull to the side of the road, let Austin Gretorix go on by, and get himself a lap down there in that 19th position. Now back to Keenan Washington, 1 lap down in that 20th position. And I believe the other car 1 lap down is Joshua Altus there in the 5 machine, as it's got the 94 there on the car, but he's number 5.
And now we're looking at the number 94 of Gilberto Javier Gomera.
I tell you what, I didn't notice his paint scheme till now, but that's a very famous paint scheme he's running there, that Martini scheme. That's fitting for the Spa track too. A lot of race cars painted like that have ran around this racetrack.
Yeah, I'm lost, buddy.
Everybody's like, what? It's just it's a big thing in Formula One and like sports car history, the Martini cars.
Brandon Colley, you are correct about Stafford and his picture on his graphic. Yes, sir. I'm very pleased and excited with Mr. Stafford's little picture there. Bronson Stafford in the 61.
Yeah, and I tell you, he's had a heck of a race now, up to that 8th position. I want to see if he can get Braxton DeWeese. That's going to be a key, as we're looking at Alti Gray and Caleb Smith here in the 12. These guys are running the 15th and 13th, or 15th and 14th positions right now. About 3 seconds back from Shane Deering.
What about Stafford? He has drove right up to the back of DeWeese as they go through.
Yes, he has. And look, these two guys, they started 20 and 21st right now. These two guys haven't got away from each other all race. It looks like Stafford, though, closing the gap.
Yep, closing the gap is Bronson Stafford. As you see there, cute little anime girl, always going to make Lee a happy boy. As we race it through with Stafford trying to chase down DeWeese. They're going to come into that left-hand turn here. You know, that going downhill. So people that I don't think by even just watching the broadcast, you understand the difficulty of even the point of view of topping a hill. You think about it in a real car, you can't see anything when you top a hill because, you know, just to that angle of view. It's the same thing with a sim rig and trying to see at the top of that hill. Then you're barreling down, you know, downhill with that extra momentum. It is a crazy experience. If you haven't gotten out and drove in Spa here on iRacing, you know, jump in a cup car if you'd like to. It'd probably be best to jump in a road car because that way you got a little bit more control over it and can have fun. Don't do it in the MX-5. Them things don't handle for diddly.
They are not the easiest car to understand, that's sure. Here as they go through, they can't go to carry a lot of speed here. Can Braxton, can Bronson Stafford get to here on Braxton, see if he can make the move as they head down to the bus stop chicane. He's going to get the run here. He's quicker, but it's quicker on the road course doesn't mean you're going to pass. You got to set him up very nicely here. He's going to want to make this.
Yeah, and a nice move there by DeWeese to make sure he had both of those angles blocked, and producer saying a little bit of wheel spin there.
And wheel spin's going to be something it's continuous things that happen here. I mean, it just gets worse and worse as the run goes on. You just continually break those rear tires, and that's what leads to this 10 seconds of fall off we see throughout the run. I mean, it's intense, man. You got to put the power down, and it's just so tough. And you got the ride on board up there through a Rouge, and Eau Rouge. I mean, that's why it's one of those famous corners in the world. You just see you go uphill, left, right, and you know, it's definitely interesting to go, or I just said it backwards, it's right to left side. But
so Keenan Massey in the number 4, he is caught up with Stamp now.
Is he now?
Yeah, so it's going to be a battle for fifth.
Yeah, the thing was Stamp passed him not I think about probably 4 laps ago with quicker times and a little bit fresher tires, but Massey is starting to charge back towards the back bumper of that 53 now, like you said.
Yeah, they were actually a lot. And that's the thing about road course races too, is trying to judge what the true distance is. You have to wait until you got one of the longer straightaways to really see. Okay, well they're a second and a half apart because they can literally get so close, that accordion effect going into the turns, and then the quicker acceleration being in front will then pull that gap back out. So it's really interesting to watch the way these cars accordion in and out with the distance between them.
It's fun stuff to watch. Here's the leader just crosses the line now. Also, Gutierrez, we're gonna have 10 laps to go here at Spa. I tell you, that's a long 10 laps too. So
yeah, 10. I mean, you got to think at 4+ miles a lap. We still got 40 miles. I could drive from here to Nashville in that distance.
Yep, that's it's pretty crazy to think about how long these racetracks are sometimes here in Europe.
Yeah, when you start talking about 2.5-minute lap times, I mean, and we're used to counting it in seconds. So the 28 of Austin Jordan, evidently his wheel broke, and he is out of the race. So equipment failures in real world taking some effect here this evening.
Man, oh man, that's unfortunate to see for Austin. Maybe that was why we've seen such an abrupt stop for him there. So, yeah, man, that's unfortunate to see for that 28 here tonight.
Altice is a lap down, but that kid's quick too.
Yeah, he's doing a good job in the 94 or 5. Sorry, he's hitting 94 on the side of his car. He's got Braxton DeWeese and Bronson Stafford there directly behind him. Looks like Braxton DeWeese there going to try to get by him here as they head down the Camel Straight. So is Bronson Stafford. Ooh, what a sin there, man! Oh, he might miss the corner. Yep, could see that coming from a mile away, Lee.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is when you're dealing with some of these lap cars and you're having to make those decisions, okay, am I going inside, outside? What are they going to do? That's something that's hard to, if you haven't raced with these guys over and over on a road. I mean, yeah, they know what most of these guys are going to do in different situations on an oval, but a road track, they don't know how everyone reacts to the different situations. So having to prejudge for what's going on with that, as Tom Bourne has moved back up to 12th position, chasing down Robert Kinney right behind Brakey and Stooksbury.
Yes, he has. He's got to the back bumper of that 34 almost now as they head down to the left-hander of Puhan. There's, look at Tyler Stooksbury. As these 4 cars are in a pretty good, the distance between them is very close. You can see a pretty big battle between all of these guys.
Yep, Spencer Hardison in that number 9. He is in 3rd position. He's 17 seconds behind Trenton Jump. So the bridesmaid got a nice little gap there, and then 3.5 seconds separates Hardison and 4th place Evan Coleman.
Give a shout out here to the 38 of Shane Therian. So I've seen him come down on lap number 10. Hit his pit road, not take tires and just get fuel. He hit pit road on lap 20. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the 9's hit pit road here. The 38 also hit pit road. So that's interesting to see the 38 here hit pit road, and he's coming up through on them new tires, and he's closing in on these guys ahead of him.
Yeah, so that's some interesting strategy to see these guys pit yet again. Right behind Bourne now. Bourne see a little wiggly coming out of the chicane. And then now here comes the 38 of Therian. Boom! Right on past Tom Bourne. Going into turn number 1. And let's see what he can do pulling it behind Robert Kinney now with those fresh tires, or fresh air tires.
Heading down towards our Rouge, the 38 looking pretty quick right now on them newer tires. And look at when they pitted there, Lee. Looks like most of the guys pitted on lap 15. So I'm thinking maybe to get to lap 15, you might have to save a little fuel because of that 9 hit pit road. Or the other call is, you could come back out here and use those tires to get back up farther. I mean, it's definitely an interesting call here for these guys with 9 laps to go.
But I mean, that puts Hardison so far behind Gatorix. I don't see the strategy in that.
Yeah, I don't think it was for possible. It's not going to work out for him for a race win. Now, maybe he's trying to cover off somebody behind him. It's tough to say in the seat of the car. I mean, the only thing I can imagine is it's actually going to be really close on fuel. And look at where Spencer Hardison pitted. He actually did pit on lap number the start of lap 15. So he may have been 1 lap short, actually.
Shane Therian makes the pass on Robert Kinney. That will put him into the top 10 now as we're on lap 22 of 30 at Spa with Freaky Fast Broadcasting in the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. Gatorix will remain your leader. Trenton Jump in second. Evan Coleman third. Eric Stamp fourth. Keenan Massey in fifth. Then you got Braxton Deweese, Bronson Stafford, Tyler Stooksbury, Logan Brakey, and then Shane Therian. There we go. Up into the top 10. Now looking at Evan Coleman in the number 51. Coleman is running. What is Coleman running in? Coleman is running in third position and going through the bus stop as we speak. Stamp a little over 7 seconds behind him at the moment.
Yeah, a little ways back here to the 53 of Stamp. He's got Keely Massey not too far behind him in the 4.
Dude, I want Taco Bell now.
Yeah. Did Keely Massey just hit pit road in the 4?
Yeah, so the ones that pitted on 14 are having to maybe come back in, so maybe you can't make it 15 full. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think the issue is it's easily makeable for 14, but 15 you might have to save that little bit of fuel, lift the coast every now and then. Short shift a little bit, use a little bit less throttle. There's plenty of places on a road course that you can save fuel. So possibly it was pretty close, and these other guys are just 1 lap short now by pitting on lap 14.
Right along with the 53 of Eric Stamp. As we said, Stamp is in 4th position behind Coleman. We've got to race Therian back here. He's making some runs with those fresher tires. Therian has now moved up to 8th position, just over to Brakey.
Yeah, past Logan Brakey there. Next will be Tyler Stooksbury ahead of him. So great pass in there from Shane Therian, and he's got a little ways up to that next car, Bronson Stafford. But I tell you what, with the tires advantage, he could possibly, reel that gap into that 61 with a 2-stop strategy.
Ooh, and now behind that is Brakey and Hardison.
Oh yeah, Hardison trying to come back through on the blue tires, so Hardison's going to be charging through in that 9.
Whoa, yep, and made the pass there on Brakey. That was close.
Yes, it was. That was almost a moment there, Lee. Almost a big moment there heading down the hill.
Yep, coming down the hill, as you said. The elevation change, we've talked about it multiple times here, but what makes this course not only unique, but makes it so much of a challenge for these drivers that are, normally if you're going to drive these cars on a road course, you're looking at, Daytona Roval. Road course. You're looking at the Charlotte Roval. You're looking at Watkins Glen, Coda, things like that. You're not thinking of the way Spa is such a sights and sounds that you won't hear or see anywhere else.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you're literally in the Belgian forest right here in the countryside of Belgium. So it's definitely beautiful sights and sounds. And I know a lot of people, this is one of their favorite places to travel overseas and watch races is at Spa, just because the history and prestige of it. It really makes it a popular place. Is Logan Brakey. He outbrakes himself.
Yeah, Brakey breaks it right on out. Oh, then behind him also.
Oh, Kenny. Robert Kenny in the 34.
So Kenny spins, Brakey spins. The 19 of Stooksbury will move up into 6th, Therian into 7th.
The bus stop has claimed a few victims today, Lee. It's not been very easy to get to that chicane.
most definitely, as we've seen a couple miss it, seen a couple overdrive it, underdrive it, and multiple incarnations thereof. So Spencer Hardison now trying to catch Therian and Stooksbury. Hardison will be in 8th position. Breaky drops back to 9th. He is going to be 4.5 seconds behind 8th place Hardison.
Now, the thing I'm looking at here too is 3rd place man Evan Coleman. He hit pit road on lap 14. So can the 51 here in this 3rd position get all the way back to the finish of this race? It's gonna be tough. As actually, did he hit pit road in the? Oh, he just hit pit road this last time by. So that explains it, guys.
Yep, so we're on lap 24 of 37 to go. Your leader, Austin Gutorix, in the number 13, as he is bringing it through the bus stop as we speak. And we'll bring it across the line and make it down to 6 to go for a victory here this evening. Over 18-second gap between him and the bridesmaid, Trenton Jump.
I'd tell you what, the big thing for him is just no incidents. 16 to go here, or 16 to go. 16-second lead with 6 to go, or 5 to go. You gotta be looking. Or is it 6 to go? I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. 6 to go here. He's got to be looking at right now just not getting incident points and accumulating to where he would have to pit to serve a penalty. So that is something I think's in his mind, and you just got to run conservative here to the end of this race.
So make sure you stay tuned after the race. We will have our podium finishers 1, 2, and 3 up here, and I would love to hear Zach and Austin Gutorix have a talk about Spa here this evening. Trenton Jump in 2nd position in that number 46 machine. Jump is 18.5 seconds behind Gutorix, with DeWeese in 3rd. He is 28 seconds behind Jump.
And this is the battle right here. You got Braxton DeWeese, Eric Stamp. And Braxton DeWeese got by Eric Stamp now, too. So DeWeese from 20th to 3rd place. I tell you what, that's drive of the night for sure so far.
Yeah, and Bronson Stafford also up 16 positions, started 21st. He is up to 5th position. He's looking to maybe overtake Stamp.
Yeah,
nope,
he's
take
closed
that back.
in. Closed in the gap, but it's going to need a little more time. But definitely closed that gap in here as they head through the S's after the Camel Straight.
Yeah, and he really closed it there. And now takes that big sweeping right-hand turn. Right on the back bumper now of that Taco Bell number 53 of Eric Stamp. It's going to be Bronson Stafford. Stafford looks to the inside. Can he make the pass here with 6 to go? And he does.
What a pass there. And that was, we've seen that multiple times into that downhill braking corner of Rivage. If you pressure someone, they just get a little bit late on the brakes, they're going to go wide. And you were talking about the elevation changes and like people you don't really understand till you drive the elevation changes. I can tell you what, when you have a downhill braking corner, you hate that corner. That is the corner you despise because you can never stop. And if you got an uphill braking corner, you're actually like, I love this corner, you know, it helps you stop. Gravity is a good friend, and sometimes it's not very nice. So downhill corners into the braking zone, very tough.
Gravity has been my nemesis many times in life. It has made me hit the ground very hard from very high and very low distances.
I think we've all been there.
She is a cruel mistress.
She is.
Right along with the casino and adult fruity drinks. Looking now at the number 4 of Keenan Massey. Massey is in the 12th position. Trying to chase down Kenny, Robert Kenny, but Robert Kenny's got a 2.5 second lead over Massey at the moment. Breaky has moved back to 13th, so that mishap there in the bus stop, no favors for Breaky.
Yeah, I think Breaky had a spin down into Puhantu not too long ago, about half a lap ago in that 29. So he had a big mistake there for Logan Breaky. But I tell you, with all these strategies, it's really shook up the field. I mean, Keenan Massey was the top 5 car in the forward machine, but having to hit that 2-stop strategy, it's not looking the best off for this 4 machine down to the end of this race with 5 to go.
No, put him back in 12th position as we run it through, as you said, with 5 to go. We start looking through to see what is going on the track at the moment. The 38 of Therian still leading Spencer Hardison, but now that gap has decreased to 0.3 of a second. That's a battle for 6th position. 38 of Therian and the 9 of Spencer Hardison.
Yeah, and looking at this too, with the fall off, the amount of fall off on the tires right now, there's about a 4-second lap difference between Eric Stamp and Shane Therian and Spencer Hardison. So with only about a 9-second gap in 2 laps, this 38 and this 9 should be to the back bumper of that 53 Eric Stamp with about a 9-second lead over.
Yeah, but they're kind of battling themselves though.
Yeah, they're battling right now, but they're running quicker is really the big thing. And they're on the newer tires. You know, they are on the 2-stop strategy while Eric Stamp is on that 1-stop. He has the much older tires and definitely suffering from tire wear and that 53 now with the lap times unseen. So they could close that gap, and like I said, within these next 2 laps if they continue to hit that 2:34 mark.
So 5 to go here at Spa with the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this Sunday evening. Your Sunday night obsession here on Freaky Fast with the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. Looking at the 53 of Eric Stamp, and I want Taco Bell to quit taking things off the daggum menu. That's what I want. Why remove the double-decker taco? There was no reason to remove that.
I'm just looking at Taco Bell. I'm getting hungry. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, man.
I didn't get my dinner in before the race, so right now Taco Bell is calling my name.
Oh, my family ate the dinner that my daughter cooked. Mine's waiting for me in the microwave. So
Same. Looks like the producer is the only one prepared.
Yeah, Robert's always eating. I mean, you know, you gotta think that's why he mutes himself now with me and you're both on the broadcast. He's like, you know what, y'all go ahead. I can sit back here and just pop M&Ms or something.
Spencer Hardison goes around the bus stop with a little bit of contact between him and Shane Therian. That lets Evan Coleman by Spencer Hardison's there. As you see, him gets back up to speed, but the 2 ahead of him is where he was right before that corner. And I tell you what, that battle right there is no longer. And now Evan Coleman right now closing in with really fresher tires here in this 51. He is charging late in this race.
Yeah, and just in a blink of an eye, it switched like that to where now the hunter becomes the hunted. As Coleman is chasing down Therian. 4 to go here at Spa.
You know,
Therian just said over the radio, "Go away, Evan." And Coleman said, "I just want to talk."
I just want to talk, man. I'd say what the lap time that Coleman ran last time by, this should be a somewhat feasible test.
Oh, had to let off there.
Oh, man, that's a little more than talking, Hunley.
A little more than talking, yeah. I mean, now they're going to pull almost door to door, coming to the big sweeping right hand. The 51 of Coleman has that inside groove, trying to work it down, but now we're going to go to the left hander, which will give Therian. Whoa, crossover there by Coleman. Coleman now going to race him down the hill. Oh. Coleman and Therian with 4 to go decide to mix it up a bit. Left-hand turn here. Inside will be Coleman. Coleman with the power. Trying to secure and does. Overtakes Therian for 6th position.
Wow. What a pass there from that 51 Evan Coleman through Puhan on the inside. One of the toughest downhill corners. And I tell you what, he made that look pretty easy there in that 51.
3 to go, ladies and gentlemen, here at Spa with the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. Now looking at the number 4 of Massey. Keenan Massey into 10th position. He is trying to chase down Stooksbury. There is a little less than a second gap right there. Massey trying to improve this finishing order. This is really going to do a number on our points at the end of this race.
Oh, it's going to do a gigantic number there, Lee. I mean, you know, Gatorix here coming in like 10th in points is Shane Therian almost misses the bus stop in the 38. Had a little look at that. He drifted through there, but it's definitely going to shake it up. I mean, you got Austin Gregorius winning the race right now, 10th in points. That's going to definitely have a big shake up. And yeah, that's the beauty of road course racing, man. It throws in a whole different aspect of racing and usually get some different drivers out there with that skill set.
Bourne coming through the bus stop following Hardison, Stooksbury, and Macy. Robert Kinney right behind him as we now 3 to go. Going through turn number 1. Bourne a little tight there. But Robert Kinney couldn't do anything to take advantage of that.
At the moment here, we're going to ride up Eau Rouge here in this 54. Look at this shot here. Goes left, then back right, then back left again over top this curve, down the long camel straight here, headed. And this is going to be the highest speed part of the track. Not the hardest braking zone, but the highest speed part of the track here. About, I believe, they're going to hit upwards of about 175 to 180 miles an hour.
He was at 178 before I hit the brakes. And that was Kinney. So Bourne somewhere around there as well. Bourne now looking to try to chase down Stooksbury, has shrunk that gap down to about a second. He can at least see him.
Yes, he can. Directly ahead is that 19. I tell you what, Stooksbury definitely struggling a little bit right now as Maskey was able to get past him. And here comes the 54 and the 34. Kind of a little bit of a train catching that 19.
A little bit of choo-choo train going on. And then got the 94 of Gilberto Javier Gomera right behind them. Gomera running in the 19th position in that number 94. I'm going to quickly check back in with our leader, Gregorius. Gregorius now 2 laps to go.
Looks like Trent Jump just crossed start finish line, about 20-second lead with 2 laps to go. Like I said, biggest thing on Austin's mind here is no incidences and no mistakes, and he'll win.
Yep. Bourne still trying to chase down Stooksbury. And then with Robert Kinney right behind them, so that battle to break into the top 10. Stooksbury looking to hold on for 2 more laps, less than a second lead over Tom Bourne.
See down here into the bus stop train is where we see most of our incidents tonight. As they head down the hardest braking zone on the racetrack. Can they make it right here as they go right then back left to start their lap here at the Spa Raceway. I called it Raceway.
Spa Raceway.
I Americanized Spa real quick, okay? Sorry.
So 2 to go now for Bourne and everyone as we go into 1. Bourne does a nice tight turn that time, but still couldn't close that gap to the 19 of Stooksbury. And then the 34 of Robert Kinney going to lose a little bit now, a second behind Tom Bourne. Stooksbury in the 19. Setting in 10th position, so Gregorius jumped. DeWeese moved up to 3rd. Stafford 4th, Coleman 5th, and Stamp, Therian, Hardison, Macy, and Stooksbury your top 10.
You know, looking at it right now too, wow, Tom Bourne's really closing up on that 19 there down the Camel Straight. But I tell you what, DeWeese there, no practice, no qualifying, start 20th and drive the 3rd. That's pretty impressive there from the 15.
Yeah, then Stafford starts 21st, drives to 4th. So like you said, those two have just followed each other this entire race.
Yeah,
and Stafford now looking to go past the lap car of Tanner Johnson.
And you know, the crazy thing is I think Stafford is a little bit quicker than DeWeese, but I think DeWeese has just been more consistent with the lap times. I think Stafford's made a few little more mistakes, but overall speed-wise, I think Stafford's a little bit quicker. We'll have to see if he can use this last lap as Gregorius has already crossed turn 1, and we have the white flag out.
So Gregorius across the start-finish line and heading for his final lap of this race. Jump in 2nd, DeWeese in 3rd. The gap is 19 seconds between Gregorius and Trenton Jump.
Tell you what, Gregorius had a perfect race so far tonight. He's going to need to make one more lap, and he'll end this in dominating fashion, and just I tell you what, this is they're definitely gonna say we ain't going back to Spa. Austin's got that one down.
Wait, is that the week you're going on vacation? All right, we'll run Spa again now.
Right.
So the closest thing to a battle that we really have is for third position, DeWeese and Stafford, the 15 and the 61. But that's still about a second and a quarter gap between the two. DeWeese, as you said, just a bit faster than Stafford. Maybe not faster, but more consistent on each and every one of these turns.
Yeah, just a little more consistent. Like you see Stafford, he's sliding it out a little bit in that 61, just trying to get everything he can. Was a little bit quicker last time by, but DeWeese is just doing everything he can here as they head down the Camel Straight. And tell you what, it's going to take, I think, a mistake out of this 15. But I tell you, when you see somebody that close in your mirror and only about a second and a half back, it's nerve-wracking on those last few laps here at Road Course.
Yeah, Stafford through the S's here trying to get some kind of run before they hit this long back section of the track here. The gap now 1.2 seconds. Hard right-hand turn. And now going to bring it down the hill. It's just a pretty shot going down that hill, too.
Oh, it really is. It really, really is. This place is beautiful.
So we go back to the 13, our leader. Last time through the bus stop. That is Austin Gutorix in the number 13. Through the bus stop, gets it straight, steps on the accelerator, and will push it over the start-finish line and take the victory here at Spa. The favorite wins, and the bridesmaid, number 46, Trenton Jump, through the bus stop, his final time. Will catch the bouquet, shake a tail feather to maybe be the next bride, and cross the line, second position, DeWeese in the number 15. He is 30-something seconds behind, so he's still working his way down the hill.
Yes, sir. Through the kink here for the final time tonight. Stafford not going to be close enough to make a move down here into the bus stop.
Into the bus stop will be DeWeese for that third position. Stafford has run an excellent race, but will not be able to break into the top three. But still a top 5 finish. Third place will be Braxton DeWeese. And then Bronson Stafford will be in fourth. Evan Coleman in the number 51 will come across in fifth position. Therian in sixth. Eric Stamp in the number 53 now comes across in seventh. The 9 of Hardison in 8th, Massey 9th, and Stooksbury in 10th position, Zach.
Man, oh, man. I tell you what a race here tonight at Spa. It was a pleasure to Austin Gutorix. That was a clinic from him out here. He definitely is showing why he's driven this track in real life.
Yep, so big congratulations going out to Austin Gutorix. As we're going, if he don't quit trying to see how loose he can break it before he.
He's just putting a nice little drifting show on us. That's just showing right here how much skill he's got. Look, he can drive around here.
Balls, I would have taken out spectators. If there was a cow, I'd have hit it.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's probably a lot of cows around this area in Belgium. It's pretty much farmland. So,
yeah, Belgium has cheese, right?
That's a good question, Lee.
It's kind of like the Wisconsin of Europe.
Right. They're the cheeseheads of Europe. Yes. They must be Packer fans too.
Yeah, you never know. So we watched the 13.
I think he's out of gas.
He runs out of gas. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have our top 3 finishers. Gutorix, Big Mac himself, when we come back here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting and the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. We'll be right back.
All right, we are back here for our post-race interviews after we had a heck of a race here at Spa for the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. He's in the 15 machine here, so we'll see what he has to say here tonight. Hey, Braxton, sack up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep.
Hey, man, well, what a great race it was for you in that 15, man. No practice, no qualifying. Drove from that 20th position all the way to third. How'd you end up pulling all that off here tonight?
Just adapting as the race went on. I've been getting a little bit better on the road courses here lately in multiple leagues. And I knew if I just took her easy and found out where my breaking points were and just to figure the track out and all, I figured I.
Yeah, definitely a great job for yourself, man. 20th all the way to that third position here tonight. And like you said, filling the track out. Spa definitely a very tough track, up and down, lots of elevation changes, but also a big thing I know here from just racing here. There's a lot of off tracks, and I noticed that you guys have 20 incidents to your penalty.
Oh yes, I got 19 with 3 to go, so I was gonna get that one more X, because if I would have got that one more X, that I wouldn't be having this interview with you guys right now.
Especially with Bronson Stafford there, not too far behind. And it's tough with this racetrack. That's what I was telling these guys up here, man. It's tough not to get off track. So congrats on that, man, pulling it off with 19 incidents. Man, anybody want to send a shout to before we let you go and celebrate tonight's finish, man?
Yeah, I'd like to support me and all the leagues and stuff. I really appreciate it. I want to thank Zimmerman Concrete, Ron's Pizza, Bennett's Publical, Ravenwood Enterprise, Scott Martin and Jeff Schmidt, NASCAR Technical Institute, Blaze, King Grant Paints for that beautiful paint. I want to thank you guys, Freaky Fast Broadcasting. You guys do a great job. I want to thank High Five Racing, and I want to thank Comfort Air Solutions for being the main sponsor on the car. I love it.
Awesome stuff, Braxton, man. Congrats on third here tonight, and we will catch you next week here at Freaky Fast Broadcast.
All righty, thank you.
All right, that was Braxton DeWeese, our third place finisher here tonight. Now we're going to bring up our second place man, Trenton Jump. Trenton Jump, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, man, I tell you what, another a second place finish here tonight after Auto Club finished the second. I believe actually getting from our notes here, this is, I believe, is your 8th runner-up finish here at the Adrenaline Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series here, man. So I know you wanted that one more position, but Spa is so tough. But just describe to us this racetrack, driving a cup car around here and getting second tonight.
Pretty wild, I can tell you that. My my right arm's hurting from shifting. I'm a little sweaty, but overall, glad I came second. It's my 8th second place in this league in 3 seasons, so hopefully we'll break through sooner or later and get a win. But I don't know, it was just more of really taking care of your stuff, saving fuel, and just hoping to make it to the end. And I was on the one-stop strategy. I mean, I was kind of kicking myself in my head. I was like, I probably could have tried the 2-stop strategy, but I don't know. I just stuck to the one-stop, figuring Austin was just gonna win. Praying for him to mess up, but he didn't. So I'm happy with second.
Yeah, that's a great point you brought up there too. We've seen some guys doing the 2-stop strategy versus the one-stop strategy. So our question up here in the booth was how it seemed to be pretty close on fuel to make it to, I think, that halfway point. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was, and the track was a lot cooler, so I think everybody was going a lot faster, which in the end burns more fuel because I didn't use as much fuel in my second run as I did in my first run, but I did run pretty hard the first 4 laps, so I think that did it. But I mean, I made it to lap 15 just fine to pit, but I mean, I had to pit on 15, so.
Well, great information from yourself there, man. I tell you what, great run here tonight. No, it was tough all night long to keep her on track here at Spa. So congrats on doing that and bringing home second place here, man. I'm sure, like you said, it's your 8th second place finish here in your 3 seasons. But I tell you what, if you keep getting second, sooner or later it's going to break through for that first win, man. It's going to feel even more special. So we can't wait to capture that here this year on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But before we let you go, Trent, anybody want to send a shout out to, man?
Yeah, I just want to thank Justin at Color 2 Designs for painting the car and making it look good. And officially, as of this week, we have a new partner, Plan B Sales or Circle B Diecast. I think this is what they are now. So happy to be working with them and hopefully have them on the car next week.
Awesome stuff, Trent, man. Well, congrats on second here again tonight, and we will catch you next week, buddy.
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting this.
You're welcome. All right, that was Trenton Jump, your second place man, but now we're going to move on to our race winner, Austin Gretorix. Austin, Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
I tell you what, Austin, what a race it was for yourself tonight, man. It was a clinic, and I tell you what, from start to finish, just looked very smooth out there. Just describe to us how your race went out there, man.
May look that from the booth, and being the road guy here, I can tell you anything but 30 laps of Spa. Even I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, that was it looked tough from my position. I mean, I love doing the road course racing on the stock cars too. So when you guys put this combination together, it was exciting for me to come here and watch this. I mean, all night we watched guys go to battle, but the one thing I was really concerned about the most is off tracks. Now, did you ever get close to that 20 incident limit or penalty?
I think I finished on 3, and one of them was from trying to drift on the last lap.
Well,
I've done a lot of laps here. Just in normal cars, I bet I've done 2,000 to 3,000 laps, so I know the limits of the track quite well.
yeah, and that was the point I was bringing up. You know, just from doing Spa 24 hours, just knowing this place can be an off track, just everywhere you go on the exit curb. So, definitely, I tell you that's impressive to hear. You only had 3 because I know a few of the guys like Braxton DeWeese, he had 19. So, it's a few guys right on the edge of that. But like you said, just knowing this track so well, we got notes coming into this race too, Austin, that you've ran on this track in real life. So, you know, like, what could you take from that to the sim? I know, you know, you weren't driving a stock car around here, which is completely a different world, but, you know, still just knowing the track as well as you do, how did that help?
It helps quite a lot, to be fair. Just the actual line of that I should be taking on the track. So regardless of, obviously, this car being a stock car has no aero, it doesn't want to brake, it wants to light the rear wheels up everywhere, but the actual line for you will take around the track is the same in any car. So it just helps in that side of it.
Hey, man, great information from yourself there. Congrats on the win here tonight. It was impressive to watch. We had a blast up here in the booth, calling all the action here. And I tell you what, you definitely put on a clinic out there tonight, man. So congrats on that. Anybody want to send a shout to before you go celebrate this victory? Awesome.
Yes, firstly, you guys, thank you for the broadcast. Thank you to the league, TJ, Breaking, everyone. Everybody at Luminary, they help me so much when we do the oval stuff, and I've tried helping them as much as possible with the road course. And I know we got 3 of us in the top 6, so that was good. All the sponsors that Luminary have, Supplier, Wern, Evil Controllers, FRN, G Fuel, Cobra for myself. But I just want to say that this is, I want to say, my 6th or 7th attempt at a road course and adrenaline, and I normally ruin the race myself, so I'm actually glad that I've got a win.
Hey, man, well, congrats and cherish it because it's definitely fun to get those wins and special moments. But, buddy, congrats on the win, and we will catch you next week, man.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good evening.
You too, buddy. All right, that was Austin Gatorix there, your race winner tonight. Like he said, first road course win here at Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series for himself. So congrats on that. I can tell you what, he's a strong road course racer too. I just watching tonight, that dude can really drive the wheels off this thing here, and very impressive to see. Very impressive to see here. But tell you what, great race here tonight. I guess we'll go ahead and bring up our race results here from Spa as these guys for Luminary Racing. Second, it's going to go to Trenton Jump. Third is going to be Braxton DeWeese, followed by 7th is going to be Eric Stamp in the 53 machine. 8th is going to go to Spencer Hardison. 9th, Keenan Mass Wealth, Robert Kinney the 34th. 13th is going to go to Logan Breakey. 14th is going to be Caleb Smith. 15th, Atlee Gray. 16th is going to be Alex Walter. 17th, Matthew Dyer. 20th is going to be Joshua Altus. 21st going to be Keenan Washington. 22nd for position here tonight. The Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series is Ryan Huff in the 73. What a race! What's your thoughts here tonight, man?
You know, it's kind of want to do it every week. I'll be glad to get back to going in circles next week. Watch races like this and what a show put on by Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. But I'll be excited to get back to our oval racing next week.
Oh, definitely. Here at Freak Fast Broadcast, cool, right? I don't know. I'm confusing myself now because I like road courses, so we're just here. But I guess we'll go ahead and send it off to the producer, as Lee calls him, Oz, the boss.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, out there for tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. You know what to do if you don't mind. Good calling, guys. Lee, man, what a race at Spa, man. Something you don't see every day, but you can see it every day if you have iRacing. So make sure you go check out iRacing. And we will be off tomorrow night, and we will be back with Evolution cars at 9:20. But until then, everybody take care. Have a safe Monday, and we like to say God bless everybody. Love yous all. Peace out.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.